Welcome out to the Nerd Effect Podcast. This is number 17, and we are here for a very, very special gathering of the podcastian Time Lords.
Yes,
if we should call it that. So it's almost a week later after we've all personally witnessed the awesomeness that it was the 50th anniversary episode,
and we're still recovering.
We did a really cool recording down at the theater. Interviewed a bunch of cool people. A local comedian we interviewed. We interviewed a girl named Maya who had a really sweet ass TARDIS dress.
Awesome light up TARDIS dress.
Yes,
it was very cool.
Well,
super
gorgeous.
awesome.
Yeah.
So go to the website and check that out.
Watch the video.
It's pretty awesome. Thank you for that theme song.
Yes. Thanks
Did
for the
anybody
jingle.
splice out my email one that one time? Because that was pretty great too.
We still can.
Yeah, I would have done it yet.
I don't remember where it's at now.
I don't either.
If you know where that particular piece is, please feel free to go back and cut it out for me because I don't remember.
Or at least email Dustin the episode number.
Feedback.
Yeah, I'll find it.
Hey, before we get too much further...
Hey, there's a new one right there.
Except
Mike
for Mike
talked over
over
it.
it.
You broke it, Mike.
Well, we still haven't introduced
Nice
ourselves.
job. Who's Mike? I don't know.
All right, real quickly, we'll go around the table. I'm one of your hosts, Dustin VanCour. So let's go to my left, and I'm also joined by...
Michael Morgan.
And we got a special guest with us today.
Naomi Ferree.
And...
Mason, Ireland.
Nikki Prindle.
Yay!
We win.
So Naomi,
Yes.
let us know how you are associated with this group.
I'm friends with Mason, and I know a whole bunch of people that y'all know, so.
Excellent. She's also obviously a fellow Whovian, otherwise she would probably not be here right now.
Yeah, I'm gonna fake it until I make it.
That's what she said.
Oh!
Hey.
That is what I said. That is exactly
There's
what I
a
said.
lot of those jokes on this show.
I think they thought the number was going to go down when I joined in, but I think I made it worse.
There is nothing like a good, that's what she said joke. I'm
true.
just saying.
Or a bad, that's what she said joke.
That's
Yeah.
So the bad ones are usually better.
That's what she said.
That's what the doctor said.
Doctor, give me the news.
I got a bad case of loving you.
You know, if we were doing news today, that would have been a really good news intro. Doctor, give me the news.
Yeah.
Now, I'm sorry.
Now I feel bad that we're not doing
I
news
know,
today.
right?
Wah, wah.
Wah.
All right. Well, again, very special episode. I'm just going to start off with this. We'll just go round with some questions. I think we'll just start off with how did you get into Doctor Who? What makes it special to you? And we'll go around that little storyline that way. Mike, should we start with you?
Okay. Well, my earliest memories of Doctor Who,
Going way back.
sometime when I was a kid. I don't remember when. But I caught the movie that was for the Five Doctors.
Mm.
And I always thought, like, whoa, what the hell is this? This is pretty damn cool. How come we don't get this here? Kind of stuff. But, back in the time, that was the only thing I've ever seen about Doctor Who, ever. And I never really saw anything again until they started getting the new series out. Then, let's see. Well, then we had Dragon. If you're living with Dragon, you can't really avoid stuff like this. So he basically sat me down and forced me to watch an episode, and haven't been able to stop since.
Do you use that kind of like Clockwork Orange thing where you just pinned your eyes open and fed it into your eyeballs?
There's
Pretty
worse
much.
things that you could have to watch that way. Really.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, he does this stuff to me a lot. Where it's just like,
oh,
you gotta watch this. And I'm like, no, I don't want to watch this. And sometimes it turns out to be cool, and sometimes it's like, no, I really wish I didn't watch that.
Like that really
Yeah.
obscure...
Cat soup.
Yes, the really obscure cat one. I couldn't remember it. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh.
The anime short, are not necessarily short, but it's about a half hour long, called Cat Soup. If you haven't seen that out there,
I haven't.
don't take my word for it. It's messed up. go watch it. Or
I'm not gonna watch it.
or not, but I kind of suggest watching it because your reality does change for a few days afterwards.
I don't like that description at all, and I'm probably not gonna watch it.
You should.
You should watch A Talking Cat. It's it's got a question mark and an exclamation point at the end of the movie title. It's on Netflix and it's terrible, and I think it cost them $5 to make. I'm not exaggerating. Go watch it. It's horrible.
Right.
So what does Doctor Who mean to you, Mike? Or should we save that as the second question around the table?
Yeah, let's go next question around the table.
Okay. How did you get into Doctor Who, Naomi?
Several friends told me for many, many years that I needed to watch it. And I resisted at first because, like, I'm a very sequential person. And so I don't want to watch a series unless I can watch all of it chronologically so I know everything that's going on. So, but after a long time and much convincing of people telling me, you know, you can't get all the episodes and you're not going to be able to watch it chronologically, I finally started watching it with my sister-in-law, and we would binge for hours just watching.
Actually, if I remember correctly, it was back at your last place. No, not the apartment, but the place before that.
The Garfield house.
The Garfield house, and I actually finally forced you at one point to sit down and watch a couple episodes of Eccleston.
You did, and it didn't click for me until the episode Dalek. It didn't, like, it was alright, you know, I was okay with it, but until Dalek, it was, like, just watching the Dalek just filled with, like, complete hatred and malice for the Doctor, and the Doctor flipping and just being complete hatred and malice towards this thing, which he had never done before, just like, that was the moment, that was it, I was hooked. I was like, okay, if this thing made the Doctor that angry, there's a good story here. So
Yeah, watching Eccleston fly off the handle like that was pretty funny. I mean,
oh
it's
my
pretty
god,
awesome.
he's just screaming, why don't you just die? And I'm like, no, don't do that. You know, it's just, yeah.
And such a goofy looking villain too.
Oh, yeah.
That was my first reaction. I was like, why is he freaking out over this like inverted garbage can with a plunger and an egg beater?
What did this tin can ever do to you, man? Wow.
It's so silly looking. What could it possibly do? Little did I know.
Mason, how'd you get into it?
Way back in the day, it's Tom Baker on PBS. Just old episodes that PBS was rerunning. And then it disappeared for a very, very long time, and I was sad. And then I saw the Paul McGann movie, and was very happy about that. And then it disappeared again for a little while, and I didn't realize that BBC had started making the series until actually the second season of Tenet. So yeah, there was some catching up to do between there, but yeah. So yeah, that's kind of how it started. It just started a long time ago for me, and I've always loved the Doctor ever since. But it was just hard to find anything until relatively recently with the new incarnation.
Netflix has been a big help.
Netflix has been a boom, yes.
We love you, Netflix. Never go away.
Yeah, you do good things for
You
people.
do great things.
Nikki,
My turn?
how did you get into Doctor Who?
I resisted it for a really long time too, but my thing was more whenever large quantities of nerds tell me to watch things, I resist it because by the time I get around to watching this thing that I've been hearing about for so long, half the time I'm disappointed. Mm-hmm. Like, this might anger some people, but I don't like Battlestar Galactica. I've tried getting into it so many times, both the old show and the new show, and I can't. So I resisted Doctor Who for a really long time because it was like right after the first time I had tried getting into Battlestar, and I was just like, I got my Star Trek, I got my Star Wars, got my Buffy, the whole Whedonverse, I'm good. And then Netflix started telling me to watch Doctor Who, and I was just like, fine, you guys, fine. And then like a week later, I'm 3 seasons into it, and just like, you guys, you don't understand.
And, we're like, no, we do.
Yeah,
that's why we were telling you.
Basically, so I watched everything Netflix had on it and then talked Ange into watching it, and I had to like force feed her the first season. And then she got hooked too. So I've watched it like 3 times.
I still remember you Facebooking about that too, having to try and get Ange into it.
Oh yeah, the first season, just the production values I think were just a turn off to her. And I was like, no, just stick with it. Just stick with it. You don't understand. Yeah.
It's okay. You'll get
Yeah.
there.
And now she does. Like, she explained it to our neighbor the other day, and it made me very happy. It's like, aw, you sound like me. You get into it, buddy.
It's weird. I actually have a weird history with Doctor Who. These guys, Mason and Mike and Dragon, all tried to get me into Doctor Who. I'd watched like
For years.
it's true.
Forever.
And I resisted. Dragon was like, "I'll put them on a hard drive. I'll put them on a flash drive for you. You can just take them home and watch them." I was like, and I didn't really care. And then I'd watched like one episode of it, I think, at his place, and it was a 10 episode, and I was like, I think, okay, it's all right, I guess. I mean, I wasn't really, so I didn't really get into it. And then, I actually had remembered, it was the apartment after Heidi's, the one on Douglas.
Right.
I was upstairs in my bedroom and I was watching PBS, and I had actually caught one of the Eccleston episodes of Doctor Who, and I was like, and it was actually the final episode of his season.
Right.
And I was like, this is epic, what is this? And then I could never get into it because I never had the episodes. Netflix hadn't quite really made its way into our lives yet, and even if it had, I don't think Doctor Who was available on it yet. And then sometime a couple of years ago, it basically became, there's that meme floating around where the dude just sits down at his computer and he's like, all right, let's see what this Doctor Who thing's about. And then he sits down the next frame of him with 3D glasses, a Doctor Who mug, and a bow tie. And he's like, well.
I almost referenced that in my story too, because I did the same thing.
I mean, it's pretty much that. And then I binge watched it, while my wife was pregnant and she was at work, and I had nothing to do, and I would lay in bed in our bedroom and I would just absorb episode after episode after episode. And then, so yeah, I took in pretty much all of whatever was available on Netflix in about a matter of 2 months. Mm-hmm. So, kind of like looking into the heart of the TARDIS, right? I mean, absorb. And currently I'm on my 2 2/3 run of Doctor Who, so of the new.
I'm on my second with the kids. I had to bypass them the first time because they were taking too long. They won't sit for 6 hours. I haven't taught them how to binge watch a show yet, and so they would
It's
get
an important skill,
right.
Yeah.
And so I finally was just like, screw you kids, I'm taking off without you. And so I watched all of them, and most of them the kids didn't get to watch. So they've seen a little bit here and there, and so now we're watching it together, and it's good.
Our neighbor, the reason why Angela's explaining it to our neighbor is because her sons are into it, and they're like, I think they're 8 and 10, and she didn't get it. She's like, I thought it was a kid show, and we're like, no.
Technically, it is,
but it's not. I couldn't have watched
I
that
heard
as a
that there
kid.
was some contention with that one of the writers wanted it to be a kids show, and then one of the other writers didn't, or something like that, and so there was this back and forth.
I believe it.
Well, there's no swearing in the show or anything.
No,
I
but
mean,
it's pretty scary.
No blood really either.
It's pretty scary.
yeah, I
though.
would say, but I remember
You don't need blood to be scary. Mason and I have been trying to tell you this.
But that's what I'm saying. That's what makes it a kid's show. I mean, they make kids horror shows. They make Goosebumps back in the day.
That was pretty scary.
My son still won't watch. He will not watch the Empty Child episodes.
Yeah, I was gonna
he
mention
wells
that. That is
up
the
in
greatest.
tears.
I downloaded an app that has Doctor Who sounds and forgot about it. And one day I'm listening to my music on shuffle, and all of a sudden it goes, "Are you my mommy?" And I almost crapped my pants. I think I told you about it when it
Yes.
happened.
I had that sound bit for
Yeah.
my text messages for a while,
Yeah.
and my son he came to me in tears one day, and he's like, "Mommy, would you please change the noises on your phone? It's making me upset." I was like, "All right." So
Yeah, that episode is honestly creepy.
Horrifying.
He was 4 when he saw that, I think.
He was 4 at the time when he first saw it, and even now he's 6 now. He still won't watch it. We tried to watch it, and he's like, "I don't want to miss Doctor Who, but I don't want to watch this episode."
I'm like that with ET still. I saw it when I was 4, and it's still, nope.
I don't
Just
like
nope.
that. No, I'm
Yeah.
right there with you.
Yeah.
I don't like ET.
Creepy
Sorry,
bastard.
Spielberg, whatever.
All right. What does Doctor Who mean to you, Mike?
Let's see. So,
How about?
Talk more directly into your mic. You're sitting kind of back here. So.
Oh,
How
sorry.
did those
That's
hand
right.
signals mean that at all?
Yeah.
I
angle
thought
the
you
mic.
wanted me to turn the
You
microphone
can angle
around,
the mic up.
or
You can angle the mic up. No, other way. Point it at your mouth.
There you go.
There you go.
So angle it down.
There is so many jokes there waiting to happen.
That's what I was talking
That's
about.
what you said.
That's what your mom said. What?
I was,
Oh, hey!
First of all, my mom's a saint.
I
don't
didn't
wanna
direct it
hit
at you. I just directed it at the circuit board thing,
the
basically.
circuit
well, I
board's
was just
mom.
trying to, make a
Your
notion,
mother
The
was a
assembly line?
calculator. What?
not do it audio-wise.
What?
And then Dustin asked me a question, so it got all, thrown off.
And your hand signals were really not
Just make,
clear.
just make cancel request.
Yeah, I was
I
like,
blame him.
cancel? What?
No, you started the hand signal before
No,
Dustin
I was
spoke.
trying to do this.
That's still not.
That means
This is
seesaw
also
to
gonna.
me.
This is also gonna sound like a "that's what she said," but about 5 to 6 inches is about the magic number.
First of all, really, it's not.
Gross. Gross.
What? No, that's not what I meant.
Gross.
Anyway, Mike, you're supposed to be talking about what
Somebody asked me a question. What was it?
What does Doctor Who mean to you?
What does Doctor Who mean to your wiener?
Martha Jones and
Amy
Rose
Pond.
Tyler.
If you say Donna,
Donna
I
Noble.
swear. Ugh, she annoys me. I find that character very grating.
Wait, which one?
Donna.
You don't like Donna?
God, I don't like Donna.
I don't think you and I can be friends anymore.
Wow.
She's just a very grating character. Like, it just...
Actually, let's save this conversation.
Yeah, let's save this for
Okay,
later.
sorry.
I got
We'll
some
get it-
questions of my own that I
Yeah,
want to
me too. Okay, Mike, what does Doctor Who mean to you? Sorry.
Okay, so what does Doctor Who mean to me? He is the order in the chaos. It's like the whole universe is just everything's getting thrown left and right, and he brings things together, keeps it all in place, and like we saw at the end of season 7, without the Doctor, we're all screwed. Yeah.
They actually make that kind of clear in a Donna episode too, where if Donna, the one where I think it was called Left Turn or something like that was the name of the episode, where if Donna had gone right instead of gone left instead of right.
yeah.
I
Right.
like her episodes. Let me clarify. I like her episodes. Her character just bothers me.
But
Well, the character's kind of based off of her other sitcom.
Oh, I know.
thing
I
she
love the
does.
Catherine Tate show. I think that's funny. But for
I
some
have that
reason,
saved in my queue. I just
Yeah,
haven't.
it's
It doesn't
really
work as a
funny.
companion for the Doctor.
Not for me. Not for me. I know a lot of people like her because she's not all swoony, moony-eyed over the Doctor, which I think is great, and I love that aspect. But her character, for some reason, I don't know.
Good.
Yep.
Naomi, what does Doctor Who mean to you?
Oh
You gotta
gosh,
say it in your
I don't
NPR
know.
voice.
That's
I did.
kind of a pretty big question.
It's a very big question.
Yeah, it really is.
I don't know. I guess for me, Doctor Who represents trying your best and trying to find the best option, even when it seems impossible, which I think is fairly important. He does a really good job of finding another way. Like he'll get to a point where he's like, well, this is really going to suck. And, the decisions we're making and, we've got to make this decision. But then at the last minute, he'll find another way to get it done to where like it's an even better outcome than what he was trying before. And you can, even when he's at those crossroads, you can get why he would make a decision that would be really hard, but he always finds another way. And I think that's a pretty important thing to focus
Pull
on.
the trigger on your entire race.
Yeah. Yeah. We should probably find somewhere, somehow else to do that. But, yeah, he always finds another way. There's always another way. I think that's a really good thing to draw from it. Yeah.
Mason?
Yeah. Lots of things again, but say to me, the important parts are he's a hero that while he does occasionally do violent things, he never wants to do the violence except for to the Daleks. he always tries to find a peaceful-ish solution to conflicts. He doesn't want to cause pain or hurt things, but he only does it as a last resort, which of course a lot of the villains always push him to, but he always tries to just be like, look, you know who I am, you know what I've done, and they push him anyway, but he always gives them the option to back off and to stop. And, I like heroes like that aren't, the stereotypical action heroes who are like, my gun and my cock are going to solve all the world's problems. Raw! And also
sometimes at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the title of this episode.
That's like a Captain Kirk
My God,
philosophy.
am I-
Yeah, exactly.
I'm going
It's
to
kind of a
fix
cat-
this with my wiener and my phaser. And
Yeah, exactly. And
I'm gonna fuck her and I'm gonna shoot that guy.
yeah.
At the same.
in time.
All three of those green boobs. Yeah.
And also, like, I see the Doctor as a little different than Mike does. I don't see him quite as the order that which makes order out of chaos. I see him as the chaos that helps create order, because the Doctor is wacky, weird, and does random shit a lot of the time. But in his randomness, he helps filter out the worse randomness that would cause more pain and brings about, if not truly order, at least a more subtle chaos that doesn't create as much pain.
He is definitely one of the more chaotic characters in existence, in my opinion. And not necessarily in a bad way. Like, he doesn't go around making bad things happen on purpose. But
Well, chaos isn't.
it follows him, is what it
Well, rather
does.
than-
I was saying, well, okay, I'm kind of looking at this as like I'm thinking of it as like a Eastern, like, Buddhist version of chaos, which chaos isn't in and of
I
itself
knew you meant it that way.
isn't actually bad. Chaos is simply the force of change. And he is a huge force for change. And change can be good, change can be bad. The thing is that most people tend to fear change, so they immediately attribute chaos to being bad. But it doesn't have to be. You need impetus for change, or you could never have growth. So
Yeah. Well, in retrospect, a better word probably would have been, instead of order, peace.
yeah.
So,
Resolution, maybe.
well, he's a force of peace rather than a force of destruction.
Yeah.
And, I mean, because, chaos and order, well, technically the Daleks.
The Daleks are
Darlarks.
It's in my brain
Daleks.
the wrong way.
I like Darlarks. That
Deal
could be
with
it.
like their
Darlarks.
special gimpy cousins.
But, yeah, I mean, they're
It's
a
Derpy Dalek.
major destructive
Darlarks.
force in
Or my
universe,
good
but they're all
Darlarks.
about order.
I'm listening, Mike.
Yeah.
I was listening too. Those two
Oh my
goofballs
God.
over there.
Yeah. But as
We
much
keep
as
telling them they shouldn't
destructive
have
as
us
they
next to
are,
each other, they just don't listen.
I know.
as destructive as they are a force of order.
Right.
Because they're trying to make their own order upon the universe.
Right.
So chaos and order, probably not the best way to word it. But yeah. Right, Nikki's next.
Nikki!
Oh man, I had intelligent things in my brain, and then Ermagerd Darlarks happened. No, that's
Gone.
And derp.
derp, derp. No, I like the Doctor Who world. I think it's a great thing to strive for. Like just what they not preach. They don't preach it, but just what they show us in a very non-in-your-face Star Trek kind of way. How everyone kind of just accepts everyone else and no one really questions it. Like when a cat dude and a lady have babies, they're kittens. It's cool. It's totally cool. They can
Right.
live in a car for years and years and years, and that's, how
And have
things
a
are.
sweet, sweet Scottish accent.
Right? Yeah. And, how he solves things with his brain, which is how I wish our world worked more.
10 kinds of hot.
Right? just the acceptance and he's the most intelligent person, on the show and in a lot of shows.
Yeah.
And he just accepts everyone unquestioningly. He'll look at an alien that, on first sight, I'll think, ooh, that's a creepy looking creature. And he's just like, you're beautiful, you're wonderful.
The Ood.
Yeah, like the Ood, which
The
now
Ood are
I think are wonderful.
adorable.
They are, but I didn't think so at first. I was like, why are those weird Cthulhu things holding glowing balls? I don't understand. He just accepts everyone until they wrong him, which is how the world should be. Like, you should like everyone if they give you a reason, and you should use your brain to solve problems, and the world would be such a better place if we worked like that. I like that world.
Well, I guess what Doctor Who means to me is, I guess mine's a little more self-serving than you guys seem to have more of a general theory of why Doctor Who is awesome. Mine's more of, as far as what it means to me is that I think it gave me a place in the nerd culture that I never really had before. Like, and I've mentioned it on other shows too, where it's like, yeah, I like Star Trek, I like Babylon 5, I like Serenity and Firefly and Star Wars and all that fun stuff. I love it all. I think it's great, but I never really got so connected to it that you
didn't.
I don't go
fanboy about
dressing.
those
I
things.
don't go dressing like a Klingon every week at wherever. It's just not my thing. But here I am. Now I got Doctor Who in my life. I got Doctor Who license plates. I got like 9 t-shirts. I got a sweater, a hoodie. We're doing a podcast on it right now. I got a video online about it. And
don't forget the Tom Baker scarf.
And the Tom Baker scarf that my mother-in-law knitted for me that was also amazing. Sonic screwdriver. I'm that whelp guy.
Yeah.
Like, to a perfect T.
Oh, yeah.
It's crazy. Like, I am on my, like I said, 2 2/3 run on it right now.
Can we call that the whelp effect? I feel like it applies to a lot of stuff.
The whelp effect?
Yeah.
Where you're suddenly
And
Just
it's like,
so-
well, and I'm obsessed.
And just suddenly you're absorbed into it.
Yeah.
And, like, I don't know. Like, I actually just got done watching what classic episodes were available on Netflix as well, which surprisingly aren't as many as I thought there would be.
They're good, though.
But they are good.
I think they kind of curated the classic episodes a little bit to tone down some of the ones you just don't need.
Which is unfortunate, because I'd like to see those, too.
Well, there's that Daily Motion website that I was telling you about.
Yeah.
But as far as the message that Doctor Who delivers, which is nice, you guys pretty much all explained it very well, is that through amidst all the chaos and confusion in the world, he stands as somebody he's not even a part of us, but he's kind of almost like Superman, but
Kind of.
Yeah.
Except for cooler.
Way cooler.
Doesn't wear a bad cape.
There's no spandex.
he's funnier for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Got awesome suits.
Yes. And bow ties are cool.
Smarter.
Yeah, Superman doesn't have any brains. He doesn't need brains.
He's like,
He just stands there and lets people shoot at him, and then he runs them out.
bullets are bouncing off. That was my Superman impression.
I still have to say that one scene in the not the newest Superman movie, the one before it, where they have the bullet hit his eyeball.
I got queasy.
Oh, that scene bothered me.
Yeah. Yeah, it bothered me too, buddy. It's okay.
I don't know. Doctor Who just means a lot to me as far as my place, as far as where I stand in probably my favorite fandom, and it stands with Doctor Who over any other sci-fi series that's out there. So, yeah, that's what it means to me.
All right, now for a fun question.
Do it.
Favorite sonic screwdriver?
You want to go first?
No, I'm going to start with you.
Matt Smith, for sure.
Tennant. I'm a sucker for blue. I like things that glow blue.
Don't get me wrong.
That's what she said.
I'm a sucker for blue too, but as far as like looking mechanically awesome, Matt Smith is definitely.
Matt Smith does have like this tangible flickiness about it.
Because he motions with his hands so much, it just kind of suits him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's got nice flourishes with his
He
wrists.
flings it out like this and just kind of reads it real quick. I always like that. I always thought that was pretty funny.
Yeah, Matt Smith.
Mine would have been Matt Smith's up until the 50th anniversary episode. Then it became War Doctors because I liked.
Okay, Hertz is pretty cool.
I liked
Yeah.
the purple. I liked the purple light, and it was just
red light.
No, it was purple.
It was red.
It was red. Okay, it looked purple to me.
You're colorblind. It's okay.
Okay, but like I say, it looked purple to me, and just it was really slick looking. It was just really slimmed down, and yeah, I don't know. It was just the smooth slickness of it. I liked.
That's what she said.
I didn't even say that.
I like
You're not always the she.
I like Tom Baker's screwdriver. I really like that super cool retro with the little knobby thing on the top. It actually looks like it would be sort of like a medical tool almost. And it just I like that retro look to it. I really like it. Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah, it's cool.
So should we go?
Well, I had something related to screwdrivers. Okay, so the first episode in the Tenet series where you see Riversaw,
Mm-hmm.
he's got the
The
doctor's
library.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's got the
Right,
screwdriver.
yeah,
She's got the screwdriver.
It's
It's
been
been
racking
bugging
my,
Dustin, yeah.
Yeah, my brain is being torn apart. In fact,
Okay,
I
it's
want.
not just me.
Well, no, my.
You're going to put
No,
spoiler
wait,
alerts at the beginning of this, right?
Let's do it right now. From here on out, short of Mason's War Doctor mention, which the screwdriver's been seen in the previews and stuff
Right.
like that. so
Yeah,
there's
well, and in
nothing
the
there.
last episode of... Wasn't it in the one where they went to...
Trenzalore?
Yeah.
I don't think he. No,
I almost said that. I almost said Traveler.
I don't think he pulled a screwdriver out in that episode.
No, he didn't.
Maybe I'm just thinking
He
of the
just kinda-
poster they released.
He
around the
just
same
kind
time.
of turned around and
Yeah.
said words, and then that was it.
Also, they never really closed that last episode, did they?
There's. I think this
They
gonna be the
might.
Christmas special is going to be the close.
Yeah.
because he
Oh,
regenerates at Trenzalore. It's the end of the 11th. The science.
But
The silence will fall.
The final silence will fall at Trenzalore.
Those damn silence.
It's not them.
bastards.
It's his silence. He's probably going to
I
say
know.
his name.
I know, but the silence.
Oh yeah, they
They're
were.
creepy
We're getting
bastards.
ahead of ourselves.
No, we're not.
Yes, we are. 'Cause
Time
we're
is
gonna-
wibbly wobbly.
Are we talking about?
So
we should have put together some sort of subject thing here, but
no, wibbly wobbly, timey
Sorry.
wimey. We can talk about whatever we want to.
but
Should have had like bullet points or something.
yeah,
God, if he comes in
I
with
would
a
like-
PowerPoint,
no,
Yeah, if there's a PowerPoint next week, I fucking quit.
I will walk out after
Can you
Mason.
quit something that you volunteer for?
Yes.
You can still quit.
that's all the more reason to walk out as if you volunteer.
Yeah, you're
for
like,
it.
I'm not getting
So
paid
he's
for this
paying
shit.
me. I would sit through a PowerPoint.
Yeah, I would too.
But I was thinking we'll just go through our favorites and stuff like that, and then we can talk theories. We can talk conspiracies.
Oh my gosh, I have so
and
many.
Right.
I've been waiting all week
This
to
is
have
why this
this
show is gonna be
conversation.
split up into two
I don't do the
parts is because
conspiracy
of this.
thing. I just enjoy the ride.
And we'll probably
Dirty hippie.
we'll probably end it with
I'm the dirty hippie.
what we might expect for the Christmas special and what we hope to see out of Peter Capaldi. I'd imagine that's probably what we'll talk about.
Yay.
So from
Plus
here,
derail.
there'll be plenty of derailing, I'm sure. But from here on out, from this point on, if you do not want to listen to the rest of the show, if you have not seen the 50th yet,
What's wrong with you?
then
Run.
First off, what's
What
wrong
the
with you? Second,
Go see the 50th, then
then come back.
press pause. Go watch the 50th, then come back.
You can buy it on Amazon for like $7, or not that we condone it. I'm sure there's a torrent out there you can download somewhere.
That's terrible.
it is
Yeah,
terrible.
don't
No,
torrent
we don't.
Doctor Who.
No,
don't even
don't do
suggest that. They need money
That's
so that
rude.
they can keep making amazing
Okay, go buy
things.
it on Amazon, Google Play,
It's not
your-
expensive.
whatever
Cheapskates.
local download thing is.
Yes. Okay.
All
Now
right,
that we've
are we
covered
clear?
our
Have you hit
asses.
pause yet? Have you hit pause? You can do it.
If they're
Okay.
listening to us still, then they haven't hit pause.
So yeah, it's their fault at this point.
Just
If you haven't hit pause yet, you're probably safe for about another 10 to 20 minutes.
Just push play. Da-da-da-da-da.
All right, Mike.
Mm-hmm.
Favorite companion and why? And least favorite companion and why? We'll do both.
Okay.
Honestly, my favorite companion is Zoe.
See,
Zoe Harlot.
You're talking. You're talking
She's
classic.
like
I don't know. Classic.
second, third Doctor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's hot.
Jesus.
Well done.
That's always what it boils down with you, isn't it?
I'm a man of simple taste.
He doesn't have to be deep
So-
about everything.
Or anything.
On the
That's what she said.
on the classic
Oh.
episode.
6 inches is apparently the golden rule, so. Sorry.
Can we keep her?
You absolutely can.
Might continue.
Sorry.
Boing.
Oh.
So, on Netflix, the classic episodes they have, they got one where they actually end up in this like nothingness, and like the TARDIS at one point like
I saw that.
disappears,
Yeah,
and they're
yeah,
just on the control panel,
Zoe's the one in the like
and
space suit, right? Like the silver
Yeah.
space suit.
Yeah, I
Okay,
did
yeah,
see
yeah.
that
she's
one,
all
okay.
laying up on there sideways with them curves up. Oh man.
So the
Christ.
actual depth of the character and what they mean to the Doctor mean absolutely nothing to you. Is what you're saying. That's what it sounds like to me.
No.
Just you want that ass.
No.
Is what it sounds like.
But Amy Pond wore that like
That's a good
policewoman
ass.
strippergram costume. That didn't
Okay,
do it
that
for
was
you?
hot.
Amy
too.
Pond wasn't.
Amy
That
for you?
didn't do it.
Pond is hot.
And in color and HD, like that didn't do it for you. Never mind. I don't want to know if that did it for you. Continue.
Why are you asking?
Yeah,
You're
I
pushing
don't know.
pretty hard
I
on
would
that.
say,
know.
is
That's what
this
she
a case
said.
of the mouth engaging before the brain?
Yeah,
Okay.
pretty much.
So honestly, okay. So favorite companion, as in for character, Rory.
I love Rory.
Rory is so
Rory
cool.
is awesome. He's just, this all like wimpy regular guy put into these extraordinary circumstances and
Not as
He-
wimpy as you thought.
pulls
Yeah.
himself ahead.
Mhm.
He keeps pushing forward, and he does it. Granted, he ends up having to wait 1,000-something years.
3,000.
Three-
But he
3,000, yeah.
does wait that long, and
Yeah.
he doesn't go crazy.
Yeah.
Steadfast.
Yeah.
Yeah, his girlfriend, or his wife at the time, sorry, has to wait.
What,
like
30 years and goes crazy? Yeah.
Goes
She goes
bug nuts.
bonkers,
And,
yeah.
Although we don't know if he had people to interact with at that time, so
I think their implication was that he didn't. It's what it seemed like to
yeah.
me.
But he did get a job there,
Yeah, he
Which
was
is
the
hard to do
curator or
without
whatever.
Yeah.
the
interacting with
security guard.
people. Yeah.
But he was there a long time without anyone
Yeah.
as
Yeah.
a legionary, basically.
Yeah, that's true.
Mhm. So yeah,
The
Rory's
last Spartan.
favorite.
Rory the Roman.
Do you have a least favorite?
Least favorite. Snap. I forgot his name. So the black guy.
Mickey?
Jesus.
Ricky?
Or Ricky.
Ricky, yes.
Mickey, Ricky.
I was like, there wasn't that many black
Yeah,
guys.
no, Mickey.
So somebody throw some names at me.
He was
Okay.
pretty annoying.
Yeah,
he was
I mean,
really, really whiny.
He did pretty good in last parts. He kind of did develop quite a bit as a character. But yeah, he was just so
It took him going to a
annoying.
parallel universe for him to not be obnoxious anymore.
And
Yeah.
hooking up
Pissant.
with Martha.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
too. I know that blew my mind. That we were just like, what?
But
It totally made sense to me though, because they were both spurned by the Doctor. Like,
That's true. That's true, actually.
Well,
yeah.
and I mean Mickey more so by Rose, but like it took him forever.
well,
to get
but she
that.
kind of got burned by Rose too.
yeah,
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 just not directly.
Yeah.
That makes sense, actually. Yeah, hadn't thought about it that way.
yeah.
so the person that burned them both is what binds them together.
Yeah,
Consolation
happens
prizes
sometime.
getting together, I guess.
common
That's-
enemies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rose was never really. Oh, never mind. So Mickey, I do like little props to Mickey though. There was an episode where they were on the space station with the clockwork aliens.
Yeah.
He wears a T-shirt that has a Nintendo controller on it that
Yeah.
says "Know Your Roots," and so that was a plus.
You
in
know
my
what?
book.
When we saw that episode, I was like, I bet Dustin wanted that shirt.
Oh, I totally do.
Yeah.
All right, Naomi.
Yeah. So my favorite companion is, well, my favorite steadfast companion. So like there's the auxiliary companions that come in and go out, and then there's like the main companions, and the main one for me is Donna. I absolutely adore her, partially for, like you said earlier, with the whole not being like Twitter-pated with the Doctor. But if you go through, Rose was his one true love, and then Martha Jones was the rebound. And then here comes Donna, and she's like his mom, because he, like, at that point, he kind of needed a kick in the ass. He was getting a little bit cray-cray because of Rose being gone. And, like, when Donna...
Emo, I think. Was,
Yeah. He was
Doctor.
being very...
swooshy hair and
Yeah.
It is funny. He has the swooshy hair.
I
Yeah,
know, that's why I said
yeah.
that.
Well, like, Donna comes in and just kind of kicks his ass and be like, dude, seriously? Come on. Let's, And I don't know, she cracked me up. Catherine Tate just cracks my shit up. The non-standard companions, Jack Harkness. Absolutely. Like, and he's my favorite character out of the whole Whoverse.
God, I love Jack.
I cry so much more for him than I have Doctor Who. Like, cause the Doctor he always has a companion to fall back on. And Jack doesn't always have a companion to fall back on. And he's been through some shit. Like,
He falls back a lot, too.
yeah, and he gets kicked in the teeth a whole hell of a lot. And he doesn't have a TARDIS to escape to when shit gets bad. Like, he just has to live through it.
The face of Bo?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He does have that immortality thing going for him now, but
Yeah.
Well, and even that
He's
bites
also
him
got
in the
that whole I
ass.
want to fuck
Oh, yeah.
everything that can be.
Oh god, and
thing
he's
going
It doesn't
on.
actually have to move.
Yeah. No, it doesn't have to move or breathe.
I
If
just
it's
said
got
hello.
an
That's
orifice,
flirting
he's
for
good.
you,
Yeah.
And we'll talk about Torchwood later, but the relationship that him and Yanto have is just freaking adorable.
Yeah.
Torchwood.
And then my
They're talking about making a Torchwood movie. I read
Awesome.
somewhere.
Well, they did the Sons of, or what was the End of Earth or whatever, Torchwood End of Earth, or it was
Yeah.
like a two-parter.
It was a two-parter.
Yeah.
That was a
It wasn't really a movie.
Oh.
It was just sad.
I think my least favorite character, I'm gonna have to agree with you about Mickey. Like Mickey, whatever.
Didn't his parallel universe person end up being named Ricky?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
Ricky's the
even though he
parallel.
keeps calling him that.
Yeah, which is so funny to me.
No, it's Ricky. It's Mickey. Nah, pretty sure. But I just wanted to smack him because, like, okay, Rose left you the very first episode. Like, she looked at you, looked at the Doctor, and went, fuck off, Ricky, I'm going with the Doctor.
Quite
and
literally left you.
quite
Yeah.
literally, it was like, see ya, boyfriend. I'm going with this dude.
I don't know.
And it takes Mickey, like,
Years.
forever
To-
to actually get that Rose is never coming back, you know?
To be fair, I got the impression that Rose was about to leave his ass anyway.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I didn't get any yeah.
She seemed mildly
there was
annoyed
like,
by him.
There was she just didn't seem like I'm pretty much just with you because you're my only option at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the vibe I got from him.
Which makes his holding on and just like pining for her so much more sad, in my opinion. Because it was like, dude, she left you. Move on. Find somebody else who
take
won't
a direction
leave you.
and move
Yeah.
in it. Yeah.
Yeah, like just stop waiting around for the TARDIS to show back
I bet
up.
Jack would go for you, you know?
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, go ahead.
Okay. Oh. Canine? No. Okay, honestly, I love Canine. I think it was
Everybody loves
cool.
Canine.
I made a canine pillow pet for my friend's son's birthday.
Nice.
I don't think they're letting him play with it.
But for, living, breathing companions,
It could be anybody.
that's actually a really hard one for me. I would either say Sarah Jane or the Amy Rory pair, because I liked Amy as a companion by herself, but when they got Rory involved full time, I think it was far better. So
Somebody had mentioned when we were doing the interviews at the theater that they would have loved to have seen young Amy Pond as his companion.
yeah,
Like as the little girl for like
That
at
would
least
have
a
been
few
cool.
episodes. And I think he's as far as I can tell, as far as I know, he's never had a child companion
No.
before, and I think that would be that'd be
That'd be
a cool
interesting.
twist. I think if they did that.
Although that would also be kidnapping.
yeah, but I don't know if the Doctor understands that. Like,
No.
Yeah.
I don't.
Want to have some fun? Come on.
Yeah, because the Doctor's pretty much grown-up kid himself.
Hey, look, girl wants some candy. And then he pulls out jelly babies, and then the cops show up. I want to see my dog. He's a robot. Got a robot puppy and some candy.
Just walk into this phone booth.
Yeah.
It'll be all right. See, now it's just
wow,
creepy.
we just made.
No, it was already
Thanks,
creepy.
guys,
I
for
just
making
pointed stuff out.
Thanks for making the Doctor no pedo, guys. Thank you.
Yeah.
He's not a pedo. He hasn't had a child companion yet. I think that's exactly why.
Pedo doctor. Ugh.
Pedoctor. No.
We need to move on.
Yes.
Now.
Yes.
I'm sorry I broke the internet. Well, I think Mason's still
I
there.
was
I think
saying
he has a
that.
least
I'm
favorite
sorry.
to do now.
You have someplace to be, Mike?
No.
He's trying to move on.
I was trying to move on. Mason's got more. So go ahead, Mason.
Well, so I'm still see, but we're moving on from what you guys were talking about. But least favorite. I don't really have a least favorite. Kind of, sort of with Nikki on Donna, but like
Thank
I don't.
you.
I don't have like a severe hatred of her. It was just, I got annoyed at her character at times. It wasn't even that she was necessarily a bad companion for the Doctor,
Yeah.
or that, she wasn't what he needed at the time, or any of that. It was, I just got annoyed at the character every
That's me
once in
too.
a while.
That's me too.
So yeah. So that's going to be I'm going to take Donna as my least favorite, but it's not a strong dislike of her.
Yeah. So my favorite is River Song, which surprises no one because I named my cat after her. Her middle name's actually Harkness because he's my second favorite. Yeah, she's River Harkness Song. Our critters get middle names because we're weird.
That's not weird.
No? Okay.
No, that's
okay.
all right.
Okay. Totally normal. I mean, how else do they know if they're in trouble? How are they supposed to know if they're in trouble?
No.
Oh,
stop.
snap.
I turned
Somebody
everything
put their
off but the
phone
alarm.
outside.
Alarms still default to
Alarm's
Yeah,
still
they do.
on.
What do you have an alarm set for 8 p.m. for?
Because I have to take pills and I don't want to talk about it, Dustin.
Oh, okay.
Jeez.
Oh, snap. Jeez, buddy. Way to be
I-
sensitive to the guest. Oh, he looks really sad.
I'll
It's
go hide
okay.
in a corner.
It's
now.
okay. So River Song.
Go.
Yay!
Yay!
A really cute kitty named after her. Yay!
Yay.
And Mike said yay with me. Mike likes my kitty.
I love River Song.
She has a Facebook page if anyone wants to find her. Don't laugh at me.
She
Mike
looks-
told me to make it.
We're
She
laughing.
looks
We're laughing
like
near
both
you.
of my cats slapped into one kitty.
Oh, that's why you like her. I get it.
Mm-hmm.
But I like her peppiness and her her energy level to me keeps up with the Doctor's energy level, and I love that about her. Like she just bounces around and does stuff just as much as he does. And I loved her even before we found out about her backstory. I thought she was great, and I wish that they would have more of her, and I still do. Love her hair. It's great hair. Love that character. Just everything about her. Every time.
I have to agree. Her hair
Yeah.
is really awesome.
Really
actually.
glorious hair.
What did you think about her pre-River
Oh, I
melody form?
geeked out when that happened. I was like, she did get to grow up with her parents just in a really weird way. And it made me really happy. And she's just such a strong person. I mean, she's had this horrible, tragic past.
Basically programmed to...
The worst things that could possibly happen did. And I mean, her dad never got to hold her as a baby. He held a hologram version of her.
Yeah.
That's fucked up.
Yeah.
Just like, and she's still this super incredible, intelligent, strong female character. And that's another thing I love about Doctor Who is they write strong fucking female characters, which is a thing that is kind
Amen.
of, it's lacking.
Even
in a lot of
Clara,
shows.
who's like probably the most petite of the bunch, is still kind of
She
she's
is
on a wit
witty.
level.
Yeah.
On a wit level, she keeps
And
up with them
like
really
she's
well.
adorable, but it's not in a way where you're like, really, come on, beef her up a little bit. It's like, oh, she's delightful.
This show, more than I think almost any other fantasy sci-fi show that I have seen, passes the Bechdel test, which makes me personally like very happy.
yeah.
Like
More so than Serenity?
well, no. Why would you bring up Serenity? Now you've thrown off my whole entire thing.
Damn it, Mason.
God, Mason.
I would say because Joss is also big
Well,
on
no,
strong
Jo-
female characters.
No,
I'm
okay.
not trying to take away props
Excluding
from Joss, 'cause
Joss
is pretty
Whedon's
cool.
amazing shows
Yeah,
with strong
God,
female
I
characters,
thought that was implied.
Mason.
I mean,
we meant the majority.
yeah, the majority of them. There's like, and sci-fi fantasy and the whole nerddom in general is far more inclusive to females and representing them as complete people
Yeah.
than, you know, anything else. But as specifically in the Doctor Who universe, it's, yeah, there's, you know, some girly things there, but like most of the women are just like, all right, let's do this. I'm going to take charge. We're
Yeah.
going to, you know,
Oh,
we're
you think you're
going to
gonna save me? No, I'm good.
No,
Yeah,
that's
I
all
got
right.
this.
I got this.
Yeah.
You know, like it's, yeah, very strong female characters.
That's why I love River's song, because I think she's the strongest female character in the whole damn show, and she's still got great hair.
It's true.
And the whole "Hello, Sweetie" thing. We were gonna get tattoos, and it didn't end up working out because it ended up being way more expensive than it should have been for what I wanted. And I wanted my Kitty River songs paw print with "Hello, Sweetie" written above it. And
If I could run my hands
Yeah.
through both David Tennant's hair and Alex Kingston's hair at the same time, I'm pretty sure the world would just like explode a little bit.
The world or
your pants.
yeah.
At least
There would I would be like the binding force that,
Yeah, oh god, they need to bring
like
her
when they
character
super,
back more.
like Super Saiyan. You go blink.
Yeah, but yeah, she's my favorite. That's why we named River after her.
Dustin?
Because we figured. Well,
Hey,
I didn't get to see my
don't
least
question
favorite,
me.
even though you know it already. I have to explain my Donna
Do it. I wanna
because
hear it.
okay, when they had the first episode with her, I was like, okay, it's I totally get it. They're having like a little super awesome Catherine Tate, who I love her comedy. I was like, okay, I get why they're bringing this in after Martha, because they went from the Doctor pining after somebody pining after him. Now they just need some,
Neutral.
yeah, something neutral, something awesome. But for some reason, I think because she yells so much, I don't know, like just
That's why I like her.
yeah, it's the character, like just. I like the things she did. I like the episodes she was in. It's like James Bond. Okay. Timothy Dalton, my least favorite incarnation of James Bond, but some of my favorite movies had him in them.
He's
And
also make a spectacular Time Lord.
Right? That's why it's a great tie-in. I feel kind of the same way about Donna. I like the idea of her character. I like the episodes they were in, but for some reason, Donna just rubs me the wrong way.
Dude, I'm the same way with Roger Morris, so I totally get where you're coming from.
Yeah. And it's just, I can't put my finger on it. There's no real reason. But I don't know.
It's okay.
Yeah.
I'll just judge you silently.
You guys almost had me jumping on board the Mickey train, though, because he is pretty obnoxious himself. But yeah.
He does get better later. Like, I will give
Exactly.
him props.
Whereas
He gets way
Donna
better later.
stays obnoxious and then she doesn't remember anything,
That's sad.
which is very sad. And that did make me sad.
Yeah.
As much as I don't like her, that made me sad. Mostly because I love her grandpa.
yes, he was so awesome.
That
Wilfred.
man. Yeah,
Yes.
Wilf is great. And that made me sad that we wouldn't get to see him anymore. But
He needed to be a companion.
he should have
Actually,
gotten
they should have done that. They should have had an
Yeah.
episode where, after Donna can't remember anything, and if
Doctor
she
just goes and takes him on adventures.
and the
Yeah.
doctor needs his help, and like for some reason needs Donna's help, but has to like run through him to get Donna to manipulate Donna into doing stuff he needs
Oh
done.
yeah, that would have been really good.
That would be good.
Well, he just would have been a good
Yeah.
addition.
Oh wait, wasn't it the Christmas episode where he took Wilfred? Like on the Titanic?
No,
No, that was a one-off. That was after.
Oh man,
That was after Donna
I
had
could've
lost her memory.
sworn.
Yeah. It was a Christmas special.
yeah. Oh, I could have sworn there was one where
That's the one with
the doctor
Kylie
took him
Minogue.
off somewhere, but
yeah.
Oh right, okay. Yes.
I think it was a Christmas episode. Yeah.
Yeah, but he didn't go back for. Wolf wasn't on that one.
I don't remember exactly.
It was just him and Kylie Minogue doing.
You're probably
stuff.
thinking of the Left Turn episode too, where they're witnessing on the television where
No.
the Titanic's about to, and it ends up actually hitting the embassy or whatever.
No. The episode
Buckingham
where
Palace?
Buckingham Palace. Thank you.
The embassy. You mean the
I
place
just-
where their leaders live? That place? Well, they're
called an
figureheads.
embassy, right?
Why you gotta make
Anyways.
fun of me?
Because he called
They're-
it the embassy and it's a palace.
And they're not technically just figureheads.
No, but they kind of are. Let's not talk about England's political.
Political morass.
Yeah. What are you doing?
I fidget. I'm sorry. I have issues.
We all do. It's okay.
Man, as far as picking a single favorite, that is damn hard. Jack Harkness probably is on the top of my list as a favorite character. He's I love the fact that he got his own series afterwards. That only lasted for a couple seasons, unfortunately. It was like Doctor Who adult version almost. Like there was swearing, there was cussing, there was dying, there was
more dying.
Everybody's screwing
coming
each
back
other.
to life.
People
Then we're
were
dying
fucking
again.
each other left and right. I was really.
Well, I mean, they made it around Jack. I mean, that's
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they did get into
Sex was going to happen.
Yes.
They did get the deep fabrication laser.
Oh yeah, ladies, your viewership just went up.
Yeah.
He is a snarky son of a bitch, but I think that just makes him that much more endearing. He pretty much
And it's Barrowman.
yes. And if you don't follow him online anywhere, you need to because his tweets and his
He's
Facebook
every bit
page
as delightful
is
as...
He is just adorable.
and we actually have a friend who got to meet him, who we're both very, me and Nikki are
Nerd
very jealous
rage.
of.
No, I'm jealous.
She got to hug him, and they took a picture, and then you wait in line while it prints out, and then he signed the picture of her hugging him.
He is so awesome to
Right.
fans.
Right.
Like, just what a guy, you know? Like, if you can get into the cons and you can get into being a person that people want to, you know, like, if you're one of those
And he
people who
hugs
can give
all
out
of
like
us
that.
smelly nerds.
Yeah.
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 I bet he smells so dreamy, doesn't he?
I bet he does smell dreamy. I bet he smells like cookies.
I'd sniff him. I wouldn't even feel sorry.
I wouldn't either.
I'm
and I
like,
don't
I'm
even,
sorry, John Barrowman, but I'm going to have to sniff you now. He'd be
I
like,
don't
well, I
even
get that a lot.
swing that way, and I'd be like, can I huff you for just a second?
Can I bottle you real
Yeah,
quick?
can we just bottle your
Essence of Barrowman.
Yeah.
That is,
Oh, de Barrowman.
you would make so much money selling that to nerds.
Oh, man.
You'd probably be like, it's just Old Spice.
Shut up, John.
Taking away from the mood.
Shh, no talking.
Hey, you hear this, Barrowman? You need to get in touch with Old Spice and come out with Ode de Barrowman.
No, Essence of Barrowman was way better name.
Essence of Barrowman.
Essence of Barrowman.
Yeah.
And,
Go through the same company that George Takei went through. He has a new fragrance out called Oh My.
What?
Yeah.
Tell me it's unisex because I want to wear it.
And it
I
comes in a Star
haven't
Trek
smelled it yet.
What?
I don't know
What?
if it's unisex.
What?
Yeah.
Star Trek bottle.
Looks like the symbol, like Federation symbol.
Internet, I want to know how much you cost.
but yeah, John Harkness as a character is definitely really cool. I enjoy him. As far as least favorite, good lord. I kind of wanted to try and
They
pick
spell
something that
O like
hadn't-
EAU. Oh my god, that's so clever.
Oh my.
Sorry. Sorry, I had to share that because that made me really happy.
I
That
thought
is
I pronounced it correctly,
clever.
but clearly I did
But
not.
I didn't get it because I'm not a perfume person. That is clever. Sorry, that was really clever.
That is very clever. God, I'll just jump on the Mickey train.
Damn it! Can I jump trains? No.
No, sister.
No, okay.
The thing is that I didn't want to choose Mickey because I'll be honest with you, I feel like I've been in his shoes before, at least a couple of times, like where you just feel like you're really into somebody and then all of a sudden you just get ditched for something else, and I don't know. I can
unrelatable.
I
He is
can I can
relatable.
heavily relate to that, but as a companion to the Doctor, I don't know. He just didn't fit quite as well as the rest. Obviously, it
was like he was along as a sympathy companion.
not
Or he
even,
was along to just try and get Rose back. Like, he was never
Well,
there
okay.
for the adventure.
yeah.
Like, he was never,
Like,
let's
he's
go with the Doctor.
allowed to
He
come
was always,
along because of sympathy.
yeah.
When he's risen his.
He was allowed to
Trying
come
to get
along
that Rose.
because Rose was the boss of the Doctor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say he did get his awesomeness in the end. I mean,
Yeah.
he ended up with
Martha.
and that was cool. And yeah, I mean, and he ended up, basically becoming kind of a hard ass a little more, which is good for him because that means he also not only has the hard assness, but it means he also has the sensitive side to him too that he had before he went into soldier mode. So I think that gives him a nice
so much
balance.
less irritating in soldier mode.
The thing, that's why I didn't like Ricky. Ricky was just like, I'm going to fucking kill you if you get in my way.
See, and that was
Whereas
irritating
I don't
because he
think
didn't
Mickey
grow
would
as a
have ever done
character.
that.
He was just that when we
Yeah.
met him.
Well, yeah, but Ricky also was just meant to be around for just a short amount of time. He wasn't making.
Yeah, he was just a one-off.
Yeah.
But
Quite literally.
as far as Mickey goes, again, least favorite is definitely probably the best term for it because I wouldn't say I don't like him as a character. He's just the least of my favorite of the bunch. So, anyway.
Am I the only one with strong negative feelings about a character?
Apparently.
Yeah.
As far as my
Yeah,
feelings
you're
for
the hater.
Way too invested
Here's
in my
the-
fiction.
Here's the thing. As far as Donna goes, she grew as a character towards the end, so I can't hold an entire character.
Yeah, and then they wiped her memory and she went right back to how she was before.
That is
Yeah.
true. But
That is true.
I would have liked to seen her run as the Dr. Donna for a while though. That would have been fun.
I
too.
did like when she was Dr. Donna.
Mm-hmm.
Mostly because that was really funny to watch her copy his mannerisms.
I mean, it was down to a T almost.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
she had it perfect.
Yeah.
But yeah. So that's where I sit.
And you are
Yay.
sitting.
Well, now you gotta ask
Whew.
the next question.
Man, how far are we into this episode?
About an hour.
About an hour.
But we've been here.
For days, weeks, months.
For
So next question. Favorite episode, and we'll start with Nikki this time.
I like the Van Gogh episode. I can't remember what it's called, but he's my favorite painter already. And then when I saw that part where he's in the museum makes me cry every fucking time, and I've watched it like 8 times.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like we were at a store and I can't remember. I think we were at the Dragonfly and they had a bunch of like Van Gogh stuff with some of his paintings on it, and I think it was like cell phone cases or something. I can't remember. And I just look at Ange, and she just looks at me and just shakes her head because she knows she's woken up to me watching that episode so many times. Like it's my favorite. I love it so much.
Is there a particular piece of it that stands out with you besides the ending scene? But is there
the part where they realize that the monster was blind? I think.
No, they couldn't see it.
But I think they also realized it couldn't see them. I believe.
Mhm.
Yeah, and then that it was
hear them,
trapped. And that I thought was an interesting twist. But when I'm trying to tell people to watch Doctor Who, though, that's not the episode that I tell them to watch. I think Blink. I always tell people to watch Blink. Yeah.
Which is weird because the Doctor is not a primary
No,
focus point of that
but
episode.
it's super intense and really good.
It is super
And
intense.
it's a recurring monster.
Mhm.
It's not my favorite episode, but for some reason that's the one I always tell people to watch if they just want to watch one to get
Mason's
into the show.
actually wearing the Angels Have the Phone Box t-shirt.
Oh, you
tonight,
are?
so,
That's awesome.
Well, it's also a good episode to demonstrate just the genius that is the Doctor.
Well,
Yeah.
the different.
Would you get a grip on your horses?
Oh my god, Darlarks. I used to have a stutter as a kid. Sometimes when I get excited, it comes back. Shut up.
I'm not judging.
I am.
I judge myself harder than I think anyone else does, but I forgot where I was. Oh, though it demonstrates the time streams really well, how everything gets wibbly wobbly. Like,
We're still talking about Blink, not Van Gogh.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I love Van Gogh just because I think it's a beautiful episode, but I'm also a sappy art nerd, so it's not for everyone. Oh.
So-
I'm gonna have to rewatch that. Sorry, I'm getting all emotional just thinking about it. But no, Blink. Just how I think that's the reason why I tell people to watch that when I'm trying to get them into the show, is because it does such a good job demonstrating how time is so fluid in this show, and sometimes there's like tsunamis of time, and it just because you think you know what's happening doesn't mean you know what's gonna happen.
And
And I love that.
as far as Blink goes, I like the part where the officer gets kicked back into.
Oh,
And then
because
she
time
comes
is
back
short
to
and
him
you were
and-
hot, or whatever it is.
What?
Yeah, his pickup line. What was his pickup line?
Oh,
Because Now I can't remember. Sally Sparrow, though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but she comes back and
I think it is because time is short and you were hot. Yeah, I think that's what it was. I swear.
Nonetheless, the Blink is definitely a good episode. I think it's funny that it seems to be like the common answer for people to say, if you're going to start something on Doctor Who, what episode do you start them on?
Blink, yeah.
Which is weird to me because, like, I don't understand because it's like the Doctor's not even a primary focus of the episode, but I could see why.
It's not necessary for him to be, though.
That's one of the nice things I think about the Doctor Who universe and the way it's written is that the Doctor doesn't have to be in the limelight all the time. He can, companions and secondary characters can become more during certain episodes. They can become the primary focus. And it doesn't hurt the show. It doesn't even really change the show that much.
Hell, they have the whole series based on that.
Yeah.
There was another episode, too, where he wasn't the primary focus.
There was a few.
They do it fairly frequently, which is, I think, having episodes where your main character that the show's named after isn't in it, really, and having it still be a good episode, I think, is amazing. A lot of people don't like Blink all that much, though. Like, I don't remember what I was reading or what site I was reading it on, but it was basically a list of what they considered to be the weakest Doctor Who episodes, and that was on it, which surprised me.
Well, they're wrong.
Yeah, I think they're very wrong. Because there was another one on there where I was like, oh, I like that one.
We good?
Yeah.
All right. As far as my favorite episode goes, The Doctor's Wife.
Oh, wait, yeah.
No,
Neil
you can't change
Gaiman,
that.
I don't know.
The problem is that we can all go, no, that one. Oh,
Yeah.
no.
Can we just imply that no, that one is going to happen for everyone that doesn't go last?
Yeah,
Yeah.
probably. Yeah.
The Doctor's Wife is hands down to me like one of the most amazing episodes ever written.
Did you see that he's going to be writing another one?
Yes, and when did you guys mention Guillermo del Toro was doing something?
He wants to.
Guillermo del Toro wants to, and from what I've heard, Peter Jackson is.
Oh, they did do that.
From what I heard, they're doing Peter
'Cause
Jackson
I think
episodes.
Peter Jackson said he wanted to get paid in a gold Dalek statue, and that's all he wanted.
Pay the man.
Yeah, no.
I don't think he's that. It's like I liked Lord of the Rings, but it wasn't his own work that he was working with. And his movies before Lord of the Rings, he was a B-rate horror director.
Which is something that could translate very well to Doctor Who.
Yeah, I'm not impressed with Peter Jackson in and of himself that much, so I don't really care.
Should do.
I trust everything the show does, and I just get excited.
They
for
should get
everything
George
they do.
R.R. Martin to write an episode.
No, everyone will die.
Why do you hate every character?
And
It's like having Joss Whedon do one. That's not going to work well either.
George R.R. Martin exclusively feeds on nerds' tears. I'm pretty sure.
He and Joss Whedon have started a restaurant
Moffat.
called
Right?
Nerds Tears,
Nerd
and
Tears.
Moffat eats there every day.
Yeah, I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure that's how that happens.
but yeah, you can't. Yes,
Might draw that.
not George R.R. Martin.
Might draw that.
Like you give him wibbly wobbly, timey wimey, and something that can occasionally accidentally cross over into alternate realities.
He'll go
He's
back
gonna
into time
kill
and kill your favorite characters.
Everyone.
Yeah.
And by everyone, I mean literally all of time and space.
Yeah.
It will end all. Like
So,
maybe
like-
he can write the last episode when they know they're finally going to end Doctor
Just
Who.
like some sort of intergalactic nuclear bomb will just.
Yes.
It's like, oh, your toddler's having a tantrum. Give him a nuke.
Yeah.
It's like that.
It's baby quiet. This bottle says it's pure ether. It's baby quiet.
But the Doctor's Wife, amazing episode. It's the one episode where they finally bring a personality to the TARDIS, which the lady who played that part, I don't know her name, but
She was amazing.
She was awesome.
amazing, yeah.
fucking incredible.
She played a
as the
really
TARDIS.
good crazy person.
The dress was cool. The
Hair.
The hair.
personality was awesome. The hair was cool.
Don't care about hair as much as it sounds like I do.
Well,
sometimes
the hair
you-
fit the personality.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but sometimes you're just like, that's awesome hair.
Yeah, well, no, it's just like from a theater nerd perspective. I'm just like, oh my god, your makeup person's amazing.
The relationship. I never thought I would cry over an inanimate object, because technically she is.
Yeah.
But the death scene in that Spoilers.
That
You
episode's
had your
like-
warning.
I see that episode's what, 4 years old now or
Yeah,
something like
but,
that.
I really don't think you can call it spoilers at this
But
point.
Yeah.
The final scene in that, you're just like, fuck.
Yeah.
Must not weep. And then,
Weeping.
and then,
I have something in my eye,
and then the doctor himself is like trying to after the personality gets reabsorbed back into the
And the part
TARDIS.
where Amy goes, "Did you wish really, really hard?"
Yeah, that's funny.
Oh,
the where he tries to find a way to be able to communicate with the TARDIS again and isn't able to, like, but he knows the TARDIS can hear him at least.
Yeah.
But he just the fact that they were able to communicate for that short period of time and the exchange that they have during that scene is just tear inducing. Like, I can't even, it's crazy. It's like saying goodbye to your mother, but knowing that they're still going to be around. It's weird.
But you can never talk to them ever
But you
again.
could never talk to them ever again. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. So that is my favorite episode. Mike.
All right. Well, I'm looking at favorite episode a couple of different ways. Because I got my favorite episode as far as like an adventure type thing, which is Asylum. I love the fact that the scene where they got this whole planet just full of defective
That's
Daleks.
pretty terrifying.
There's, planet
See,
of
now
defective Daleks.
I've been
is
saying
totally
it wrong
terrifying.
all
What a
down,
Dalek
so,
would
yeah.
consider defective.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dalek.
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 Dalek. See,
Berlerks.
I got to reprogram that in my brain. I got to get that
Ermagerd.
straightened out.
It's the British accent that's throwing you off, I'm sure.
Yeah. But just the fact that they steal Amy and Rory
Yeah.
and the doctor.
Doctor
And-
needs companion.
Yeah, and then they shoot them at the planet. That's their plan.
Yeah. It
Go
worked.
fix it.
The plan worked.
Good luck.
And then also the whole thing about, the new one. Because I can't remember what her name is in that episode.
Clara.
Well, it's
Yeah.
not Claire, it's
Claire.
Oswin.
Osgood.
Oswin. That's right. Oswin.
Yeah.
Her last name's Osgood.
Yeah.
So just the idea of
Oswin's kind of a cool
Oswin
name.
being
Side
converted
note.
into a Dalek. Okay. And basically resisting.
Yeah.
Not becoming one as well as she did.
Yeah.
I think that was just a really cool concept.
Yeah.
And, of course, we tied it in other things later on, but that's for later. Now, there's also the whole drama aspect of the series, of course. Yeah, and I got several episodes that come to mind, two of which have already been mentioned. So, yeah, but I mean, there's definitely, I don't like to admit that I do cry, but Doctor Who makes me cry a lot.
Yeah.
Just openly admit here at this table, every one of us has at least weeped once during Doctor Who.
I think anyone who hasn't cried during Doctor Who is a soulless bastard.
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. I hit you in the feels.
Oh God, the feels.
I don't want to go.
Ah!
Fuck
don't
you!
do that.
Oh God, and in the 50th. Oh God.
No.
Oh, my feels.
Okay. We're all just crying right now.
We should have put tissues in the middle of the table before we started this one.
You have a scar.
Not for that reason, Mike. Not for that
No,
reason.
I wasn't going there.
Okay. You
I
look
won't
like
go
you
there.
were.
Socks
Use
for.
tissues. Don't be silly.
You need to get these carpets cleaned.
Oh God.
Hands above the table.
Yes, please.
I have no idea how to
man.
respond.
Yay, we
Well,
broke
you could
Dustin.
talk about your feelings on the matter.
All right. I'll stick with the Asylum and we'll move on. Yeah.
My favorite pair of episodes is Bad Wolf and the Parting of the Ways. Cause Rose is an unmitigated badass in those. I mean, first of all, she created Jack Harkness. I mean, to the point of that he is now, like she instilled that he cannot die. Like she created that part of him. And just like, I don't know if anybody else would have been brave or brash enough to go, okay, everything else hasn't worked. I'm going to look into the heart of the TARDIS. I can totally handle this being, a fragile human being and not a Time Lord. Like, just...
And it's rough on Time Lords.
And she never doubted doing that. Like, that was, like, once she figured out that was an option, it was go time. Like, she didn't question it. She didn't doubt it, even though Mickey was like, are you sure you should be doing this? And she's like, yeah, this is going to happen.
You're like, no, but we're going to do it anyway.
Yeah. And I mean, like, she just, like, looking into the heart of the TARDIS was really fucked up. And but she had a powerful enough personality and just general badassery that she did it. And saved the day. It wasn't the Doctor who saved anybody in that. Like, she saved the Doctor, she saved everybody in that particular instant. And yeah, so I really like that episode.
It's funny, on that episode, the first thing that I thought of when I saw her come back as like the Bad Wolf was the Phoenix from X-Men.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, that was the mental image I was getting in my head. I was like, she's Phoenix right now.
Yeah.
I will just dissolve all of you.
Yeah.
No, you go away now.
Yep.
Yeah.
I blink, you go. Bye.
Yeah.
But Mason.
Simply because it's kind of hard. I mean, this is seriously a hard question. I mean, every review knows this is a hard question in a lot of ways. I'll say for being for doing some major fanboying, for the writer, I have to go with the Doctor's Wife because he's my second favorite author.
Wait, who's your first favorite?
William Gibson.
Oh, okay.
Yes, Neil Gaiman's a very close second.
Okay.
But yeah.
I'll let it slide.
He's number 2, I swear.
Very close.
It's a very close 2. It's like 1.2 in closeness. He's not even a full number step away on the number line.
Okay.
Why is he not 1.1?
Yeah.
Jeez.
I was trying to throw the 2 in there again. But yeah, but I have to say, as cheesy as this sounds, I really, really liked the 50th anniversary episode.
Yeah.
I really did. And right now, I'm going to have to say it's probably overall my favorite just because of the sheer Doctor badassery of it. It was just...
How many times did you go,
a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's like we're getting triple doctored.
Yeah.
True.
Let's try not to talk too
And
much
then-
about the 50th because we'll make that for part 2.
Oh, we're doing a part 2? Cool.
Well, the 2-part podcast.
Cool.
Okay.
You knew that coming in, right?
Yes.
Things just got really quiet. Now.
I think you just confused Nikki. But
Hey,
go ahead.
that's okay. It happens.
I did. Or we can talk about the 50th for part 1. Doesn't matter to me. We can end it on the 50th.
But so yeah, I would say, but yeah, those are. I would say right now the 50th is probably my favorite, just because of the sheer Doctor badassery of it. And yeah, anyway,
In fact, we'll do that. We'll just use that as a transition.
okay.
The 50th anniversary episode happened. This is where the spoilery part happens, people. So if you haven't
Mega
paused it yet,
spoilers.
now is the time.
Wait, make it echoey for a second.
Hold on. Nikki's got something special for you.
Mega spoilers.
And there we go.
That was sparkly spectacular.
You're welcome. That was my monster truck voice.
Ooh.
Sunday.
Sunday.
Which happens to be today.
It is.
It is Sunday.
And tomorrow's Monday. Slightly less exciting.
Way less
Even when you
exciting.
say it like that, I just...
Yeah,
now
you're
it doesn't
still
work.
I'm
exactly.
excited.
You don't need to change the voice. You just change the word, and people are like, "Aw,
it's Monday.
womp,
Oh, it's
womp."
Monday. Wah, wah.
All right, so the Doctor Who 50th anniversary episode, uber gigantic, Doctor in your face, awesomeness. November 23rd was the premiere date. It was simulcast across the country, even won a Guinness World Record Award for the world's largest simulcast.
Woot woot.
And then for us...
It made $10 million, by the way. Did you read that?
Nice.
Like, there was movies.
million?
Yeah, movies
that doesn't
played
sound
that day.
like a lot.
Well, in one
For
day.
a TV show, that's a lot.
For a
Well,
TV
for a
show
day.
in one day.
one
That's
episode.
a huge
Yeah.
deal.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it, I believe, was placed third on movie charts just for that one day. Like, it was open for one day, and it came in after. I don't remember.
I know. I totally.
Yeah,
it was probably Thor and Catching Fire.
I think.
I totally underestimated how heavy the Whovians were going to show up to this thing. Because
Oh my god! I've never seen so many nerds at once in my life.
It's awesome, isn't it?
It was so cool.
Boise just does not seem like the place where
People
a lot of
drove.
people would gather. But we had interviewed one person from Twin Falls, which is
Yeah.
like 2 hours away.
Also,
Oh, wow.
people drove, and also, I mean, there's, so many different fandoms that
You
know,
acquire a lot of fans in 50 years.
Yeah, you acquire a lot of fans in 50 years for Doctor Who.
That's true.
And there's just so many fandoms that, like, you don't, like, you're not necessarily going to see, like, a lot of people who are, like, just Doctor Who fans showing up to, like, Fandemonium. Or
Yeah.
to the Anime Con, whatever it is. I don't remember the name of it.
Anime
Anime
Oasis.
Oasis.
Anime Oasis. They're not going to be there. Just
Yeah.
like people who are purely anime or gaming fans aren't going to be at Doctor Who, but there's a lot more nerds in Boise than you think there are.
Yeah. They
They
just
hide
don't get
in
out
pockets.
much.
We spend so
Sunlight
much
burns.
money buying episodes on Amazon that we don't have enough money to go out and do other things.
Yeah.
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 And we
I
generally do inside hobbies.
Being allergic to the sun and all.
Yes.
Yes.
Indubitably.
Curse you, Daystar.
Yeah.
I do.
As far as for our 50th anniversary experience, it was pretty awesome.
Glorious.
Yeah.
Glorious.
done.
It all started with me rolling. Well, for me, it started with me rolling over to the theater about 2:00 in the afternoon, picking up our tickets. I talked to the manager, said, "Hey, can we film this here? Like, can we do a thing for our podcast?" And he's like, "Hold on, let me go talk to some other manager." About 10 minutes later, he comes back and says, "Okay, unfortunately, we can't officiate anything here ourselves. You have to call corporate." And
Your panicked Facebook message made me
Yeah.
so sad.
I was like, "Oh,
Womp
womp womp." And so they gave me the number to their corporate office that talked to media relations. I was like, okay. So in the parking lot, I called them up, got the voicemail, left all the contact information they wanted. And in about a matter of 15 minutes, I had an email back from Samantha, I believe her name was. Samantha over at Regal Entertainment. God bless you.
Thanks, Samantha.
Thanks, Sam.
Yay.
Emailed me right back and said, in a matter of words, "Go ahead." And we did.
Yes.
Uh,
And it was a
Ahead
lot
you
of fun.
went.
and
As
it-
well, you should have.
we almost didn't do it because Nikki here
We got
texted us
there
and
like an hour early and there was no line.
they were just letting people into the theater.
Yeah, there was no line. People were going in. Everyone was standing around the concession stand and going into their theaters. Like, it
Which
wasn't...
is really weird.
I know. I pictured a line type situation, too.
Yeah.
They probably didn't expect that.
They didn't want that many nerds standing in a line in front of their theater. They might have rioted, maybe. I don't
Star
know.
Wars, man.
Oh, come
That
on, we
happens
handled
all the
ourselves
time.
in Star
I
Wars,
worked
like,
at that
didn't,
arcade
you know.
when the newer ones came out, and I saw people with like projector things attached to their laptop and like tents, and they were just like watching stuff on the wall of the theater, and they were out there for days.
That is
Yeah.
awesome.
It was, except some of them weren't so awesome. So I can kind of understand why you'd want to,
Just let it in.
discourage a line type situation.
Well, my ultimate hope too is at the end of the interviews to try and get people to hum the Doctor Who theme,
I
but
know, I'm sorry, buddy.
it didn't happen. But that's okay. We got some really cool interviews with people.
Really cool
right outside the theater
outfits
that we
on
were
people.
going into.
Yeah.
Lots of cool outfits. Lots of.
I wanted that Nyan TARDIS shirt pretty
Oh,
bad.
that was the Twin Falls lady.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
That was
Um,
awesome.
There was some. We interviewed a family. That was really cool. Montana's family. They were cool. We interviewed a comedian, Dylan Cole, who is a nerd comedian here in
Pretty
Boise.
funny.
He seemed like a pretty cool fellow. And then we
Well,
went
you
in.
should get him on. That'd be fun.
I'm thinking about it.
Oh, I'm
How
sorry.
dare you spoil the surprises?
I didn't know. You can cut that out.
No, I can't, because I will not go into this. later and cut it out. I'm just not that. I'm not that.
It was an idea I had. I'm sorry for sharing it.
That was like the first idea I had as soon as he stepped in line. I was like, "Hey,
You didn't
awesome
Tell
connections."
us that. How am I supposed to know?
Turns out he actually graduated a year ahead of us.
Oh, really?
Ahead of me,
That's crazy.
or 2 years ahead.
Wait, he was a Boise High kid?
Yep.
That's nuts.
Oh, that's sad.
Why is that sad?
Oh, don't even
'Cause-
bring up school rivalries in this podcast.
She's Bora.
Bora, probably. Yeah.
You know, my mom was a
Whatever,
Bora
Mountain Cove for
kid.
the win.
My mom was a Bora kid, and I wore one of her old Beat Boise t-shirts for a pajama shirt as a child.
Beat Boise.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
You're gonna beat the whole thing?
Well, no, it was like Meet Boise High because of the rivalry. It was a shirt she had from the 70s. Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna
done.
root for that.
Local knowledge. Local knowledge. Not good for anyone who doesn't live here.
I like how you have a theme song for pretty much everything.
Yeah.
Well done.
Yeah. I do that.
So the 50th.
And then the 50th was awesome. So
We saw it with 3 of the Ds.
for photos,
But not all 12Ds that the 11th Doctor thought we were going to
I was
see it
disappointed
again.
by the lack of 12D.
Yeah.
But apparently for the 100th episode, we're getting 12Ds.
Yeah, 100th anniversary
D12.
episode, 12Ds.
Isn't that a band or group?
Probably.
Yeah.
I would think of 12 Stones, probably.
Or 1D.
No,
which
D12.
is
No, I was
One
thinking of
Direction.
D12.
Yeah.
M&M's, whatever.
Group.
Oh, Jesus
Yeah.
Christ. That's
Is it weird that you
so
said
weird.
M&M's and I was like, that sounds good.
Actually, some M&Ms would go awesome right now, except for the crunchiness because of the outside shell. It'd be into the mics.
I think we're getting tired because now we're
Oh,
on
no.
to snacks. All right.
No, I'm getting hungry.
Yeah, I'm
I didn't
hungry.
get to eat before I left.
Fair enough.
We were discussing Jimmy John's earlier.
Yeah,
Dude.
and I'm still down for that.
I don't have money, though.
Yeah, there's that.
Hmm.
Plus the eating noises. There's
Yeah.
that.
And we're gonna take a break in the podcast. Bye.
Nom, 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 nom.
Oh, guys, so good.
In my belly.
So the 50th. Let's discuss. Who wants to go
We
first?
were discussing.
Can we have a conversation about the regenerations, because there are so many ways that this whole entire thing can go, and I don't even know what is in Moffat's brain, but I want so badly
Evil.
to crack his
Yeah,
Evil is in Moffat's brain.
Hold
Like,
on.
if you poked a hole in him, just blackness would ooze out.
Let's talk about the 50th directly. What
Yeah,
we,
let's
what
say-
we actually witnessed. Save
I
theories.
need to
and
talk about the regenerations
We will,
at some
we
point.
We will. We'll save it for part 2.
Okay.
So let's talk about what we know.
I think we're
in the
just gonna have to
50th.
cut it this at some point, and just after you're just gonna have to cut it in the middle. Probably we'll just probably keep rolling, and we'll just record a second introduction.
Yeah.
and add it in.
Yeah. Well, we can just record it.
That's a good
Anyway,
place to
you've-
cut it,
you've
apparently,
blanked me.
because the
And I broke
Dustin's brain broke.
I broke Dustin. Okay.
That seems to be
Well,
more
okay.
complex than what Dustin wants to do with.
Let's just talk about the 50th right now,
Okay.
and we could break, record part 2.
Can we actually talk about the 50th instead of talking about the 50th?
Well, she was starting,
Okay.
but
So
That's
go ahead.
right.
Talk about the 50th, Naomi.
Crap. The 50th was really awesome. I definitely loved John Hurt. Like, I was really, really excited when I heard John Hurt was going to be, well, I mean, I guess he's not technically a doctor. He's the warrior, the war
Yeah.
doctor.
Proper term is
Like,
actually they
yes,
show credit
the war
as war
doctor. Yes. So, I don't know. That was really, really cool. I love the fact that Rose was the interface for the bomb thing. That was really fascinating.
because technically John Hurt had never met Rose yet.
Right.
So-
Right. So, but like, she was even like, yeah, I chose this especially for you from your past or your, I can't remember. Like, she was like, whatever.
For your past or your future, or they're all mixed up.
She kind of sounded like the TARDIS when she was talking about time.
Yeah. Like the interface looked like Rose, but talked all
That made me
timey-wimey
happy.
like that. Yeah.
Well, you gotta think it's Time Lord tech. The moment was Time Lord technology, so it probably I mean they might have gathered some of the interface from the same guys who made the TARDIS interface,
Sure.
essentially. So
Yeah.
you wanted a big red button.
Yeah.
I love that.
That was a
Right.
really
Great.
shiny button.
It was.
I
Yeah.
wanted to push it. I mean, I didn't want to push it because I knew what would happen.
Okay,
but
am I
kinda
the
wanted
only
to
one
push it.
that, like, the big red button at the gas station, does that get to anyone else?
I so want to push it.
Okay.
Yeah.
It is big red buttons.
It
Yeah.
is a big red button. I'll tell you what it is because it's just an emergency shut off.
I know
switch
it
for the
is.
gas,
And then please come.
and you would piss off so many people. If
Yeah,
you did
I
that.
know.
Yeah, but
I
against
used to hang out at the
International Fire
at the gas station when my buddy worked there. I'd go visit him because I was living with my parents and did not want to be there any more than I had to. And yeah, he explained the button to me. It didn't make me want to push it any less because it's a big red button. Yeah, that's what they're for.
I don't know if this counts as the 50th, but the Night of the Doctor.
I would say
Yeah.
the webisodes around it are,
Yeah.
The regeneration of Paul McGann into John Hurt.
yeah.
Awesome or what?
What? No, I'm just kidding. It was awesome. He gave me options and I didn't need them.
I thought the fact, because there's been, again, God, this kind of blends into the controversy, but part of it, but there was a lot of,
I don't follow the controversy.
there was
I
a
think
lot of
it's
hoopla
stupid.
about Paul McGann.
Hoopla?
Yeah. Hoopla. About Paul McGann's character not being canon to the actual series. Some diehard Who fans will tell
Here's
you
my
he doesn't,
opinion on
but-
Hoopla. Sometimes nerds get angry about stupid shit that's out of their control and think if they complain about it enough, it's going to change.
It brought Firefly back for the Serenity movie. Just saying.
Yeah. Boom. That's why.
Here's the thing.
Yeah, but-
and in
but-
that
no,
same
but
vein,
I'm not done. I'm not
I was gonna say,
done.
in that same vein. Okay, you go. Sorry.
Okay. Here's the thing. The Doctor Who people, in my personal opinion, they haven't fucked up yet. Everything they've done, people have complained about. When Eccleston regenerated into Tennant, I'm just talking about since the internet's been around. I'm sure there was hoopla for the other regenerations too. But so when Eccleston regenerated into Tennant, and then when Tennant regenerated into Smith, everybody complained. Every time. They're like, who is this guy? This is fucking stupid. Every time. And then every time they're like, I love it. And so every time people complain, I'm just like, really? Think back to the last thing that you decided you needed to write a blog about and how that turned out, and then shut your face. Sorry, I get really annoyed by the fact that people have this need to complain about everything. And it's like, this show, they know what they're doing. They've been around for 50 years. They don't need you posting comments on YouTube to tell them what to do.
Unless they're doing it wrong.
Okay, now.
Jesus.
Clearly.
Well, I was gonna say in the same.
I'm sorry, trolls piss me off so much.
In the same vein of what Mason said about Serenity.
Yeah, it brought Serenity back, but
Well, here's the thing. That same controversy is what brought Paul McGann into the canon. Moffat
not
said, "Fuck you.
necessarily.
Here's how he fits in,"
Yeah.
and then that's kind of brought him
Yeah,
into
well,
the...
yeah, but because he was saying "fuck you," that's
Well,
like I feel like Moffat's the kind of guy where he's like, "Oh, really? Oh, that's how you want this to go? Oh, okay, no, we'll do. I kill everyone!" Like, don't piss off Moffat. Stop pissing off
But you
Moffat.
didn't.
So really,
No, but
you're
they
just
might.
afraid that the nerds are gonna piss off Moffat, and then he's gonna destroy everything.
Don't anger our mighty overlord. It just seems like a bad idea.
I don't know if you can anger Joss Whedon. Oh, wait, sorry.
No, that's wrong verse.
Wait, what if, wait, okay, stick with me. What if George R.R. Martin, Joss Whedon, and Moffat are all just regenerations of the same angry dude? Has
Shut
anyone
your foul
seen
mouth
all
and knock
three of
on
them in the
wood
same place
and-
No.
at the same time?
No.
Anybody? No. Well, I mean, even that, the 50th clearly showed us wouldn't prove anything, but
Right.
that's my theory now. They're all regenerations of the same evil.
They're
Genius.
they're three
So really,
incarnations
he's
of
the master? Yeah. Jinx.
What? Oh my god.
brains are exploding right now.
Yeah, I think I just peed a little.
Okay. 50th episode. Mike, do you have any open thoughts about it at all?
Yeah, plenty of open thoughts.
Non-pervy open thoughts.
Fine.
Thoughts we can share with the rest
Hey,
of the
that nerdy
class.
chick with the glasses and the respirator. I mean, never mind. I'll
Respirator?
stop.
Whoa, the inhaler.
Inhaler.
That made you sound way creepier
That
than
iron
you were
lung is
intending to.
hot.
Oh my god, when people are on dialysis, you
Iron
guys, for
lungs.
some reason, it just gets me. You know, that's probably an existing fetish.
Oh, there's a porn for it, I'm sure, somewhere.
People on dialysis need love too.
It's true.
That's all I'm saying.
Maybe extra love.
Maybe.
Because they're on dialysis and that's gotta suck.
You gotta imagine though, if you do find somebody that's into that, you have found your soulmate for life. I mean,
There you go.
Well, ideally you won't be on dialysis for life, and then what happens? What do you have?
No, generally you're on dialysis for life because it means you don't have any kidneys.
Well, or you could be waiting for a kidney.
True.
wow, this took a
But anyway,
weird,
we're done. We're
Doctor.
weird
Doctor.
turn.
We're talking about the
Mike
doctor. We're
actually
talking
saying
about medical stuff.
non-pervy comments.
Mike, inhalers and
Yeah.
Nerdy girls.
Wow,
Nerdy
chicken
girls.
mouth.
I love the fact that I don't
Baker
even have to
scarf.
try and be dirty anymore. Just,
We
just
just do it
assume.
for you.
Yeah, my job is done.
just remember, Mike,
So-
stereotypes are around for a reason.
Yeah, just we got a lot of triple doctoring in this one. I mean, just oh my god.
Yeah, I was actually
The fact
surprised
that
how
they had-
much screen time they were on the screen together.
Yeah, and I mean, we had like they're in the frickin' Tower of London, and they're like scanning it. Oh, it's going to take this long for this to happen, huh? Okay, well, yeah. So my scanner's doing it, and your scanner's still doing it, and yours is done. Yay!
Yeah.
You know, it's like
Oh my god.
holy hell.
That was the best loophole. And like they're good at finding loopholes.
Yeah, and then the
that
door
was
was unlocked the whole
amazing.
time. You know, it's like
Yeah.
oh.
Did anyone think to try the door? Yeah.
Yeah,
Have you seen that meme online? That's how many doctors does it take to screw in a light bulb? 3 and then a companion to show them that it was already screwed in all the way.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Oh man!
How about-
And the fact that they were all three of them hiding in the 3D painting,
Yeah.
like
It's a selfie.
holy crap!
Selkas.
Those paintings were pretty damn awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say that is the one thing you like. Okay, in my opinion about the actual 3D portion of it.
oh
'cause
yeah,
I've seen both.
yeah.
The 3D didn't hurt it in any way, like some 3D does to me.
They weren't
because
obnoxious with it.
They weren't obnoxious with it, crap, except for a little bit of Matt Smith's chin, but that
Yeah.
was unavoidable.
Tennant's hair wasn't exactly.
It wasn't pointy like it normally is.
But
No, but it was like, ooh, hair.
his haircut was like more like his Broadchurch haircut. I don't think it's grown out quite
Because he's
enough
been filming Broadchurch, maybe?
yet.
Yeah. Which is amazing, by the way.
Yes.
Yeah.
But like they didn't have things jumping out of the screen at you. They used it for kind of depth of field. But the painting was awesome.
The
in
3D within a 3D.
The 3D and the 3D painting in the 3D was actually really awesome.
And I was
Kind of sad I missed it now. Almost.
there. I was so
Make friends with somebody with a 3D TV.
I got a 3D Blu-ray player. I guess I could get some glasses.
get it on Blu-ray. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you have to make sure your TV can do it too.
Well, no, because if the TV can't do it, the Blu-ray will set it up so that if you have the glasses, it'll work.
Oh,
That's
okay.
really cool.
Yeah.
We don't even have a Blu-ray player.
Was anybody else when
That's sad for
when
you.
John Hurt started to regenerate was like, come on, Eccleston. I was waiting for it so much. I was
I
like,
got
I was hoping.
so annoyed
I
when
was
people
so hoping it
cheered
was
at
like
the
another-
old stock footage of Eccleston. I'm like, he's not in it. He's kind of a dick about it.
Yeah.
I was like so waiting for it to happen, like
You
it was
could
going to be hidden.
He said
You could start to see his face. The graphics they did when he started regenerating, you could start to see the change in
Yeah.
his face, and
I
so it's
didn't
like
see
an,
anything.
Then that you could, and then it stopped right before it hit Eccleston mode.
Mhm.
It was still over 50% hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then
yeah, it's like you could barely see it start to change, and then they
got
cut
to
away.
about 25% Eccleston, and then they cut.
Yeah. I was say, well, Eccleston, he didn't really want to do it, and he basically
He
was
likes
doing.
to pretend that he didn't do that.
Well, he literally like told his friend Moffat, "Sure, I'll give you one season."
Yeah.
So,
I
but
think
Davies
that's-
was directing though. Moffat didn't start directing
or
until
was
like
it
Matt
was
Smith.
Davies? Okay, I
Yeah,
don't
Russell T
know.
Davies.
Yeah, but he basically gave his friend one season. So,
And then likes to pretend that he didn't, even though he's the reason why it regained popularity.
I don't think every single doctor owes it to nerddom to embrace that role for the rest of their lives. And
Most
so,
of
like, I'm
them-
okay with Eccleston separating himself from that, going, okay, I did that.
I am
But I'm
too,
doing other
but
things
they-
now, but
Not even
it's
having
much
that
nicer.
element of, oh, it'd be kind of fun to go do this thing.
Yeah.
Eccleston did
That's
make a
weird
pretty
to me.
badass Malekith in Thor 2.
Can I just real fast geek out over the whole Colin Baker misleading us by acting like a crotchety old fart on the internets, and then, surprise, I'm hosting the making of.
Yeah.
God, you sneaky, sneaky fuck. Like, and people still are like, he's just bitter because blah, blah, blah. I'm like, no, he's not. He was a liar, just like Moffat.
Yeah.
Doctor lies.
They all lie.
The doctor lies. Yeah.
And everyone involved with the doctor is really good at lying. That just cracked me up. I had to explain that to Ange and then read that article to her when we got home because I hadn't shared it with her.
Oh.
And I was like, oh. She's like, what? Who is that? I was like, well, it's somebody that we thought was bitter because he didn't get asked to get involved. Yeah.
Well, just like they had pictures of Tennant and Smith together,
Mm-hmm.
and then they released that, oh, yeah, it was just fandom, some real good cosplay stuff.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
they're just throwing up this whole smoke screen for everything, even though they were showing you some real stuff, too.
Yeah.
It's like, it was
They're
brilliant.
just lying liars.
They are
Yeah.
lying
Yeah.
liars.
Their smoke screen was brilliant, really.
Yeah. That's the other reason why I get annoyed when people rant about things they don't like about Doctor Who on the internet, because I'm like, you don't even know that thing that you don't like is true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it's just enjoy the ride, people. Enjoy the ride.
Don't ask questions.
Don't ask questions. Trust the Who. Trust the
Put
Who.
their finger up to their lip.
Yeah. Shh. It's okay. Trust in Moffat.
No. No, I will not.
Don't like everything he does, but it kind of works usually.
Oh man, I'm trying to think of some of the key things from the 50th. The Time War itself, portrayed well.
I wasn't expecting as much footage of, like, on the ground.
Children in red hippie outfits.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like, and I don't know why I didn't expect that, because that's kind of the MO of the show. Like, when they can do a low budget scene, they'll do a low budget scene, and like when they have to do more high end stuff, they'll get that done. But like, I don't know what I was expecting, but I was not expecting ground assault stuff. I guess I was expecting Time Lord ships flying around everywhere and shooting the Daleks. Like, yeah.
That guy totally looked like he had a bazooka, but it was a laser.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who'd have thunk?
And I'll
A
take my
very
sweet time to
accurate
carve a-
laser.
Yeah.
It would have been really funny if that had ended up being papyrus font.
Yes, that would have been great.
That would have been hilarious.
No.
Oh,
I hate papyrus.
you and Dustin.
Oh, thank you.
I'm a typography geek. So
I am too, and I hate
it.
papyrus too, but Dustin hates papyrus the way I hate Donna Noble. Like,
Okay, well then
Look,
Dustin
see-
and I can be
yeah.
besties.
like I hate Comic Sans a lot more than I hate
God,
papyrus.
Comic Sans.
But I don't like papyrus, but I really like teasing Dustin with papyrus.
I should
Yeah,
clarify
see-
by saying I like papyrus and Comic Sans when they're used appropriately.
They're not,
You do
ever.
not need it. You do not need papyrus to express that you have a deli. Like, that's not the appropriate. And not even like a Middle Eastern deli. No, it's like, you know, well, we sell turkey sandwiches. Okay, then why'd you use papyrus? Because that doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever.
papyrus paper.
Why do you use
Yeah.
papyrus for every Asian fucking food you sell?
Right. Oh, no. So anyway, typography nerddom aside.
I am so sorry I started that derail.
Why did you even, don't mention papyrus. Just
Oh no, don't
say
get me
it.
wrong. I had on my laptop before it stopped working about 750 fonts that I downloaded.
Nice.
Because I do a lot of graphic design stuff, and I can never find fonts I like in my library for the project I'm
Right.
working on, so I have to go find a new one.
My favorite's Bedoni.
Yeah, I acquire fonts. Oh, Mary Jane is my new favorite. It is
That's a
great.
good one.
All the variations. I use it for my logo for my personal stuff, actually. Yes. I forgot where I
What
was
does
going.
that say about you?
I don't know. Well, no, it looks because it's Craftosaurus Rex is the name that I use, and it looks like a dinosaur. Like it's the version of Mary Jane that I chose looks dinosaur-y.
It does kind of look dinosaur, very stony.
Like
It's,
T-Rex
I'm
or
looking for it.
Stegosaurus?
I'm looking for it now. I have a
T-Rex.
T-Rex. Yeah, it's he's the Craftosaur.
I have a big head.
It's on the Nerd Effect website,
Yeah.
yo.
I do have a big head and little arms.
I don't think this plan was very thought well thought out, man.
Well, this took like a 5-minute derail from.
Meet the Robinsons is awesome.
Yeah, I mean, the Robinsons.
I haven't seen it.
Oh my god, it's the most
I
spastic
know.
ADD movie
You have a child and you
ever.
haven't seen it? It's glorious.
It is
She's only
hilarious.
2.
She could appreciate the dinosaur.
What I'm saying is the movie came out like 2 years before Evie did.
That doesn't mean it doesn't exist anywhere.
Labyrinth came out years before she was born. I'm assuming that Dustin's going to do the right thing as a parent and show her Labyrinth at some point.
Yeah, but I will definitely show that maybe at an age where she can appreciate it.
Well, yeah. I
So,
mean,
yeah.
and hold up a piece of paper when,
I think
David
you
Bowie
appreciate it
comes
more
up.
if you see it younger. Like, I saw The Dark Crystal as an adult for the first time. I'd never seen it as a child. And I'd just been hearing people talking about it my whole life. Thought it was going to be glorious. Watched it as a 20-something-year-old and was really disappointed. Because, yeah.
Dark Crystal does not hold the test of time very well.
Your
No.
childhood was
You
a
have to
tragic
watch
one,
it.
and I feel sorry for you.
I
for
saw
not,
The Labyrinth for the first
like-
time babysitting my neighbor's children as a young teenager.
How could you have a Jim Henson-less life? Like, that doesn't...
My parents hate me, apparently.
Apparently,
Yeah.
that's just rude.
Were you at least allowed to watch Sesame Street?
Oh, well, yeah, on The Muppet Show.
Oh, okay.
Sunny day.
I think
that's
that
what my
David
daughter's
Bowie's
on right now,
crotch
is Sesame
probably
Street.
scared my mom, is my theory.
We should probably get back to Doctor Who. Maybe.
No more.
No, we're in a time warp. It's okay.
Let's do the time.
This isn't a time warp. This is a complete derail, is what it is.
It's
Yellow
Sesame
Lack of
Street
Prince.
ties
caffeine and
back to
food.
Doctor Who.
Oh, somebody's saying time warp, and Mason just went completely into character.
he took a jump to the left and then a step to the right.
You son-
And then he squeezed it in tight. Whoa!
Tim Curry.
But it's the
is
pelvic
doctor.
thrust that really drives you insane.
I'm not sure the world could handle that. Like, Tim Curry as the Doctor, I don't
No,
think
I don't
that
want that.
would-
He would.
Dustin apparently wants
love
it.
Tom.
He'd
I
be
love
a
Tim
great
Curry.
villain.
I love
Yeah.
Tim Curry.
Yeah.
But they need to bring the Master back again, and it could be Tim.
Oh! Well done.
And
like
now that
that.
you've said it, Moffat's going to be like, fuck you.
He's gonna be the 13th.
We were filming that one and now we're not.
Yes, because he takes all of his hints from a 40 subscription podcast.
Yeah.
You don't know.
Hey, I thought you said we had close to 50.
well,
anyway.
it depends on the
Don't
day.
shortchange us our numbers.
Dude,
We need everyone we
seriously.
can.
Yeah, what else? That was the sound of my brain exploding.
Mine went bye-bye.
It was quiet.
Mason,
Been a
what stood
small
out to you in the 50th anniversary episode?
Well, one of the first things I loved about it was like I like John Hurt as an actor, so it's cool to see him as the Doctor.
Amen.
I love him in Merlin.
Yes.
And then, like, the back and forth banter, especially between Smith and Tennant, was just awesome.
Hilarious.
Yeah. Yeah.
Allons-y!
Geronimo!
Oh, dear God.
And the whole thing stood out to me as the problem. It was just, I just thought, like the Doctor working with himself and fighting and arguing with himself and everything was just, was just really cool. I thought they did a great job with it. And yeah. And then, having Billie Piper come back, not as Rose, but as the moment.
I was a little disappointed that she didn't come back as Rose. But at the same time, they did it really well, so it can't be.
I thought they did it well, but also I was glad they did that because it kind of turned things on the ear from what a lot of people were expecting.
Mm-hmm.
But still it was still a very good role, and she did an amazing job at it.
I was really looking forward to Matt Smith making goo-goo eyes at her and David Tennant being like, that's my woman. And then they get into a slappy fight.
No,
With the
they point their screwdrivers at each other, and John Hurt again goes, "There's scientific instruments. What are you gonna do?"
And then there's an explosion, and that's when he's stepping through on the poster.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I don't know. I just pulled that out of my ass. What do you want from me?
Or even
You
be-
said
Stop
Jimmy.
pulling stuff out of your ass, for starters.
Look, people. I mean, where else am I supposed to keep my shitty ideas?
I see what you did there.
well, that was a waste.
I see what you did there. Gross poop jokes. These are actually fairly
what she
highbrow poop jokes.
That was really crappy.
And then Dustin ruined it.
God, Dustin. Jeez.
I'm sorry. Leave the pervy jokes to Mike and the shit jokes to us.
Well, except for you,
I get
'cause
that
you
that's
ruin
what she
them.
said, though.
I would say, what would be even better actually would have been if they did bring her back as Billy Piper back as Rose, is like have her like totally ignore Tennant and Smith, like have Tennant be like, "Hey, how you doing?" and her, seeing her first, and her like be like, "Okay," and then have Matt Smith try to hit on her basically and it not work, and then John Hurt be like, "Hey, babe," and she'd be just like, "Whoa, what's up, dude?" And like,
Yeah.
I think that would have been funny because I would have liked to have seen the face Tennant made with his because he's really good at facial expressions. When that
I
happens.
really enjoyed John Hurt's interaction
Yeah.
with Clara. Like
Oh yeah, I kind of
that.
fought her.
Yeah, it was
Fought her
very
with the-
sweet.
Yes.
And I would like to see the two of them interact more in the future.
Here's the thing I would have liked to have seen is I would have loved to have seen a bit with River Song in it. Because
Preaching to the choir, man.
Yeah.
because Tennant by this point had met River Song.
Mm-hmm.
So knowing that him and Matt Smith know who she is now at this point, I think that would have made for some interesting.
And explaining
banter.
that to John Hurt's character would have been great. Here's what we need to do.
It's like, by the way, I had to download your wife into a computer.
I'm going to take videos of my cat, and we're going to splice it in there. And then River Song can be in the 50th. But it's a better River Song.
Well, the thing is, we saw the end of River's story with David Tennant.
Yeah, but their timelines are so jumbled up that I feel like she could at some point come in with other doctors. Because she does talk about his different faces like it's nothing, you know? And I think that would be really cool just to be like, oh, it's the middle of our relationship. Who are you? I thought you were dead. Wait a minute. What's going on?
And then there was the Peter Capaldi peep show that they had there for half a second.
Yeah. Have
His
you seen
eyes.
Have you seen the outtake sort of photo compilation of that? There's one of his eyes, like I was on Facebook, the app. So there's, the photo of his eyes. I'm like, oh, that's cool. I'm like, oh, there's a photo next to that. And I swipe over and it's him doing a cross-eyed thing in that same shot. And it was really funny. And I think it was a real picture of him just being goofy. Yeah. Cause I mean, if all they're showing is your eyes, you got to have some fun with it.
Yeah.
Which
I
to
think
me
his
thinks,
eyes did a great job acting like the Doctor.
I'm so excited for him.
Okay, we'll get to that. That's part 2.
I thought we were on part 2.
I thought we were on part 2 also.
No, because we were finishing up the 50th. And then we're going
Jesus.
to part 2.
What are we going to talk about in part 2?
All the regeneration,
Stuff.
hullabaloo, the stuff you don't want to talk
Yeah.
about.
Bad
Because you
guys.
just want to
Jimmy John.
enjoy the
Bad guys,
ride. You'll be going to Jimmy John's.
We haven't even touched bad guys yet, guys.
Oh, God,
yeah.
bad
We
guys.
haven't done
Yes.
bad guys yet.
Okay, so how about we do this? Anybody else have anything to say about the 50th?
It was awesome.
Woot.
Shiny.
I gotta save the seats. It was fun.
I was wired for 3 hours after we got home. Like, I was bouncing off the walls, just like, this is awesome, everything's cool, this is great. And just mom called at one point, and I'm just like, yee! She's like, oh God, hand the phone to Ange.
Please
Yeah.
stop with the squealy.
All right, well, we'll end part 1 here. Thanks for listening. And wibbly wobbly, timely wimely.
Stuff.
If for those about to nerd, we salute you, and we'll see you on part 2. Yay! Thanks. Bye.
Bye.
Can we have a pee break?